Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Today's November 14th, and the topic for discussion is based on trivia. The trivia question is, which president had the highest approval rating? I also want to discuss briefly, why do approval ratings matter, and what do they base them off of when they go and ask the public their opinion? So let's start with, where do we first find our approval ratings? They use two particular polls, the Quinnipiac and also the Gallup. Okay, and currently our president is President Biden, and his approval rating is really not bad. At least I don't believe so. One moment, please. President Biden. Sorry, I lost my page. All right, so currently, I saw 47% approval rating, but I'm not for certain. So what we're going to do is look at it under Reuters and see. 57% of Americans currently disapprove of the president. That's as of November 7th. Okay. And disapprove, it looks like it's actually 59%. And then approval rating is 36%. And so what do we need to know? We need to know that it's important to check the credibility of the intervals when you're looking at specific polls, the graphics in the polls. Looking for different demographics in this poll. Credibility intervals measures the level of precision, and polls of smaller demographic groups will be less precise. Okay. And actually, I don't really know if we should go by this particular poll because we had elections or midterms, and overall, the Democrats had done quite well. Yeah. So here we have. Oh, the other funny thing is, I don't know if you guys are aware, but Trump may be running 2024. And I don't know. I think he should just relax on that. And we go ahead and stick with Biden for now. I've listened to a lot of different commentary about President Biden and all presidents, but in particular Biden and Trump. I don't have a lot to say because I don't really know what all they get done in the White House. I don't feel a lot of legislation, major legislation, because I live in the state of California and I broadcast from the state of California. And I was born and raised in the state of California. So I'm so sorry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the Reuters poll, and we're going to go with 538 poll and Real Clear Politics. Okay. And let's see how it looks. Okay. You know what? It's fine. The number I gave you earlier was actually correct. The highest approval rating, though, for Biden has been 57%, and his lowest approval rating has been 38%. Okay. The former president, our 45th one, his highest approval rating was 49%, and his lowest approval rating, or his disapproval, was at 34%. President Obama was 68%, his highest approval rating, and his lowest was 38%. George W. Bush was 90% highest approval rating. That's really high. Wow. And his lowest was 25%. And if you want, by the way, I'm reading these from wikipedia.org, and it has a Gallup comparisons, okay? So this is where I'm receiving my numbers right now. And I'm only going to go up to Clinton, okay? George Walker Bush, he was at 90%, as I said. His lower number, lowest approval was 25%. That's pretty low, right? But he had excellently high. All right, next is Clinton. Bill Clinton was 73%. That's quite high as well, and 37% disapproval. All right, and I think that's it for now. All right, let's look into why approval ratings, what they are pretty much, and a little bit of history talk to our trivia. In the U.S., the presidential job approval ratings were first conducted by George Gallup. Now it's called the Gallup poll. Estimated to be in 1937 to gauge public support for the President of the United States during their term. An approval rating is polling which indicates the percentage of respondents to an opinion poll who approve of a particular person or program. Typically, we go and ask, an approval rating is given to a politician based on a response to a poll in which a sample of people are asked whether they, okay, so we go and ask, are asked, do you approve or disapprove of that particular political figure? A question might ask, do you approve or disapprove of the way that the current president is handling their job as president? Okay, so this is just to see how we feel about our top public servant's office, the highest office in the land, and to me, the world. How's the president doing for us, right? He has so many jobs. I mean, he has one job. Just the amount of work that they must engage in, must do is massive. And, some presidents make it look very easy, and other presidents don't do much. So it's pretty easy for them. But when it's all said and done, it takes a collective of all the branches and the people to make our democracy and our political process work effectively. So we're a little broken up right now, but it looks like we're all falling back in line in accordance to our midterm results. I am solidly and proudly independent, and I have an emphasis on the peace party, okay, because we just need a lot more of that. It's just too much violence going on right now in the U.S., and it really needs to just be gone already. But it's going to take work, and people need more money, higher wages, and things to do that are fun. Okay, so that's it for now. I have 5 minutes left. So the president with the highest approval rating of President Biden, President Trump, President Obama, and President Bush, and also President Clinton. The highest was President Bush. So that would be the answer to our quiz question. And then who else had a pretty high one? Oh, Bill Clinton, and then President Obama, and now President Biden. And last but not least, well, President Trump. So, that would be it for our trivia. If anyone wants to suggest a political trivia question, excuse me, that we can discuss on the show for 15 minutes on Monday and Wednesdays, just leave it in the comment. Okay? And also, if you want to leave a comment about what you think about the presidents that you voted for, just a brief statement. Was it a yay or a nay, which means a yes or a no? Did you approve of them and why? And if you disapproved of them, why? And one of the big ones is, did they keep their promises? So I really like looking at the promises and if they kept them, you know. Also, my coffee for today was Dunkin' Donuts brand. Oh. So I had Dunkin' Donuts brand coffee with some cream and no sugar. And let me think what else. That's it. Okay. So I'm in the process of editing another episode. That was amazing. I want to do a shout out to one of my guests that came on for the Lymphedema Act. They're voting on that act this week in the House. Okay. And then they should be returning on Thursday. So that's an update. And then also, the artist, my wonderful artist who came on, Mr. Clarence Pointer, a.k.a. Pencil Man. He will be back on next month. So we're still working on a date because he's quite busy. He's a full-fledged working artist. His work is outstanding. I have a presentation that goes along with his episode here. And I'd love for you all to listen to it. And he and I will congregate again for 30 minutes. And we're going to just talk, you know, enjoy each other. I'm also an artist, so I really appreciate being in the company of a fellow artist. All right. So I hope those are some updates you can use. We still want to talk about veterans issues. If you're a veteran and you're interested in coming on the show, just leave me a little note, a nice, kind note. This is a kind platform. We do no hate, no cursing, no swearing, and stuff like that. If you are, in fact, a veteran, I'd love to have you on the show and listen to any ideas you want to suggest or any topics for veterans that you'd like to speak on. Okay? I'm very open to having guests. So, I think I'm going to say goodbye now. And remember which president had the highest approval rating. And we now know that the Gallup poll, and also the Quinnipiac are the polls that you can check to see how your president that you voted for is doing or has been doing. Okay. And also it's based on who takes how many people take the actual poll. I've never been asked. I would love to be asked. But someday, soon, I'm sure. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you so much for listening to this episode on which president had the highest approval rating. Bye for now.